Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of momentum that you are looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our expert guest today, Emylee Williams. Emylee is an award-winning consultant and former 7-figure agency founder who's been perfecting productized offers since 2014. As creator of Sold Out Services, Emylee helps service providers turn their expertise into scalable signature offers that grow income without burnout. Unapologetically neurodivergent and known for her bold, practical approach, Emylee cuts through the noise with clear strategies to simplify, systemize, and build businesses that truly work. Emylee, welcome to Goalbusters.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're extremely welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Emylee?
So I am in the Midwest, right smack in the middle of the United States in Kansas City.
Oh, right. So the view of the sea from there is going to require quite a lot of technology.
Yeah, I gotta laser focus those eyes.
Indeed, you have, and flatten out the curve of the earth, I would imagine. You're so far away. All right, that's me waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
Let's do it.
All right, I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Emylee, could you please tell me, who is your ideal client?
Yes. So I work with creative service providers who are at what I like to call the capacity ceiling. It's ceiling season for a lot of the service providers that I work with. So designers, copywriters, consultants, agency owners, a lot of creative folks who find themselves at both a revenue ceiling and a capacity ceiling, meaning they can't make any more money because they don't have the capacity to serve any more clients. And they are standing there wondering, what lever do I pull if I actually want to work with more people or increase my revenue without, working 60, 70, 80-hour work weeks and pulling their hair out.
Yeah, not much of a quality of life when you get to that point, is there?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? May as well just go and get a regular day job. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. All right, so that's great. So that's obviously that heavily mentions that's the problem that you solve, but maybe you could expand on the kind of problems that you solve for these people and how you go about it.
Yeah, so you kind of alluded to it in the beginning with that tricky word, productization. So when folks are at the capacity and revenue trap, the lever that I see is the best opportunity for service providers who want to stay service providers is to figure out productization. And that's what I help my clients do. So I believe there are 6 pillars of productization in a service business, and I audit, analyze, and install systems in service providers' businesses in order to streamline, optimize, templatize, workflow, all the creative things to make those delivery elements, the behind the scenes of a service business, easier to deliver, from marketing and selling to converting to onboarding, delivering assets and scope definitions to upselling clients and increasing your lifetime value, and all of those cool things. I look at, how can we productize this? How can we create the system around it so that my clients can stay in their zone of genius because they like doing the work, they like designing, they like writing, they like strategizing, whatever it is. And I want them to get to do more of that and not have to worry about the behind the scenes stuff that makes it all come together.
Brilliant. Thank you. And I've learned a new word today, productization. Is that
Yes.
the word? Yes, I don't like it.
It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one. I do like it. I think it's brilliant. But it's like I don't like the word solopreneur, and I have to use that all the time because that's
It's
my
a tricky one
target
too.
market.
Yeah.
It's tricky. I genuinely don't like that word. I think it's a horrible word, but I can't think of a better one, and I can't think of a better one for you. But I'm
I
very
know.
glad I don't have to use your word every day because I'd struggle to pronounce it. All right. So, what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help themselves to solve the problem?
Yep. So my favorite thing to do in the work that we kind of do before we start actually installing the systems is really making sure that your signature service is your signature service and that it's shaped and rounded out to be the thing that's easy to productize. And so the question that I ask my audience, my clients, and I ask it over and over and over again until they get annoyed with me and say, okay, fine, you asked me enough. I actually know the answer to this question and I think about it all the time, is what is the number one result? If you could only pick one result for this container for your client to get when working with you in that one container, what would it be? And if the result is too convoluted, if it's too messy, if it promises the sun, moon, and the stars, then we need to refine that. We get better results, we get faster results, we get happier clients when we nail down on the number one result of your signature offer. So if you can figure out what that is first, and if you can't, I can definitely help you. But if you know that, then you are a third of the way toward productization already.
Right. Got you. Don't promise them the stars, just the sun
Mm,
and the moon. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Fantastic. All right. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, and I say a little bit because I don't give you many minutes to explain it all, let's dive briefly into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to further achieve your business goals. So I'm basically being greedy here and asking for more of what you've already been sharing with us. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits,
Yeah.
please?
So I'm not as much as obsessed with time management, productivity in the traditional sense, but more so with energy management. And so I work in the creative small business space. My clients are creative small business owners. So we are sometimes more often than not artists at heart. And artists at heart need to be in the right headspace to do the work that we're really good at doing and that we actually like doing and gets our clients results. And in order for us to be supported to do that, then we need to make sure that our energy is managed appropriately. Productization obviously helps with a lot of that. The behind the scenes, the tactical stuff can get off of your plate and you can focus on genius. But more so it's the efficiency lives in those unmade decisions, not necessarily the unfinished task. And so if you aren't clear on where you're headed, on why you're doing it, on what the result is, that's when things start to feel really messy and overwhelming and like it's this never-ending to-do list. But as soon as we start to make those decisions and strategically make them based off historical data or where you want to head in your business, then you can feel a lot more confident about where you're going. And that helps you then filter decisions like what to put on your to-do list.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, what you said in a nutshell right at the beginning is a wonderful example and a great productivity tip because it isn't about productivity. Is not about time management. It's about energy management,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's about your state in getting
Yep.
into that. Absolutely, completely agree
Because
with
I can
you.
get a whole heck of a lot done if I'm in the right energy and doing the right task.
Exactly, and and
Mm.
and you've just summarized my book in one sentence, and I don't need the book
You
anymore.
don't even need to read it now.
I don't even need to write it. Oh, too late. All right. So finally, in the time we've got available to us, what should I have asked you today, Emylee, that I didn't? And your answer, please.
Yes. So I think the conversation that's not talked about enough, or the question that's not being asked enough, is what is the biggest myth about scaling a service business? And the clients that I work with and where we get to start talking is a lot of people know that they want to scale or they want sustainability. And they think in order to do that, that they need to completely change their business model. They need to do less done for you work and they need to create a low price digital one to many offer. And I've seen those things unfold successfully, but more often than not, they unfold really tragically. They're expensive, they're messy, they're difficult to maintain, and there are a lot of pros and cons to running that type of business model, but it is that a different type of business model from service work. And I think a lot of people don't realize that when they go into that pivot. And I wish we had more conversations about that before people dove into it.
Fantastic. And talking of having more conversations, we're out of time. We did all that in 7 minutes. That's amazing.
Yay!
Thank you so much. That was another masterclass on Goldbusters. I love it when that happens. Thank you so much. So now I have another question for you, which I always ask at this point. And I told you at the beginning it was a two-parter, but it's actually going to be a three-parter. Part A, Okay, part one then is how can people reach you? Because obviously that's really important. Part two is there like a valuable free resource they can get from you? Because I always say it's a really good way of finding out more about your offer and what you do if they without them having to take that quite nerve-wracking step sometimes of actually making contact, and hopefully they will after they've done that. Part three is your podcast. Please tell us more about that, because that's obviously going to be a very good way of finding out more about you. And it would be amiss of me not to ask you to share that with us too.
Yes. Well, if you are in the done for you space and a creative service provider looking to productize, you should definitely head to soldoutservices.com. You're going to explore my program and content. I also am on Substack. I write a lot. I love to write. So I have the service playbook over on Substack, both free and paid content. If you are more the high level consultant, TEDx author, speaker who needs a lead system, that's what my done for you service actually is over at Creatives Catalyst. So you can head to creativescatalyst.com to check that out. I'm also on Instagram and Threads at Emylee Says. I love showing behind the scenes little nuggets of business and life and the random hobby that I'm doing at the time, which right now is latte making and baking cakes. So you can go look at that over on Instagram. And then my podcast is also available on Spotify and Apple. It's called Sell the Damn Service. It's specifically for service providers who want to stay service providers, and strategies and rants about how to do that, and interviews with other service providers of the successes that they've seen, the lessons they've learned, all of that good stuff. And then the resource I'd love to share is if you head to soldoutservices.com/authority, you'll unlock a 5-part video series. You unlock every video. It's on a short playlist. They're really, really bite-sized. So if you like this bite-size, you're going to love that series. It's all about how to identify the thing that you want to be known for. When people start recommending you to their referral list, their network, tagging you on LinkedIn or Threads or Instagram, what are they saying? And what are you actually known for? And how can you step into that authority easier, faster, more succinctly, all that good stuff.
Fantastic. You packed a lot in there, but I'll be honest with you, you had me at latte and cake making.
It's my favorite.
I'm on my way. I'll find, I don't know where Kansas is, but if it's in the middle of America, I'll find it.
You'll get there sometime eventually.
Yeah, how hard can it be? Emylee, it's been fantastic. A real class, actually, a master class, but delivered in a classy way is what I want to say. Thank you so much. You do pack a lot in, and it's tremendous value. Very exciting what you do. I'm very interested to hear what you say, including, of course, the latte and cake making. Did I mention that already? Yes, I'm a little bit obsessed with coffee and cakes, but perhaps not too heavy on the cakes these days. All right, so Emylee Williams, thank you so much for appearing on Goldbusters today. It's been an absolute delight.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're extremely welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goalbusting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.